Welcome everyone to the expansion team series and the episode where we could go undefeated in the regular season. There are still some games left to play, but it's looking very good so far. We have the best scoring offense and the second worst scoring defense, or points allowed, whatever, best rushing defense. Stats are looking really good for us. We are on our bye week right now, so we cannot lose in week 9. And yeah, it's pretty interesting to see where things are going. The team is really shaping up. We signed some key players last episode, and looking at the contracts, we currently have 50 million left to spend for next year, and I won't sign anyone else for next year. I made up my mind. WADDLE needs to go. I cannot franchise tag him again. He does not want to sign for 18 million. So I'm going to try to sign him back in free agency maybe. But we also have his successor. We signed Tyler Smith on a 5-year deal in free agency. He did not play too much this year. 3 pancakes, no sacks allowed. He will be the successor of WADDLE. And other than that, David Andrews is really old, so also someone for free agency would cost us 14 million. I might be willing to spend that, but also looking at the stats, maybe there's a better center out there who's just a little bit cheaper. We also need to get cheaper because next year we need to pay Bijan Robinson, for example. But yeah, Marcus May, same story. Old, might be an option in free agency, and his stats this season do not look too good. 2 sacks so far, no interceptions. 1 forced fumble is nice, so he's still playing fine. But he also wants 10 million. 10 million is fine, but yeah, really not sure if I want to keep him or if I just want to get younger, or maybe sign him after free agency. I just don't know, and I therefore don't want to give him this 10 million right now and limit us in free agency. Marcus Peters, he's someone who needs to go, wants 18 million. He is not playing that good, already has 2 interceptions, which is nice, 1 sack. Effort not really that good. He has some Fs here, but the main storyline why I don't want to keep Marcus Peters, we have Mike Hughes under contract, we have AJ Terrell under contract, and Jeremy Lucien under contract, also Devin Cole. So there are 4 cornerbacks, and Terrell is really playing a good 4 interceptions so far. We don't necessarily need Marcus Peters. We need to get younger either way, so won't sign those players. And we have 50 million left to spend in free agency next year. That's pretty cool. But let's directly sim the bye week and then take another look at college season in a second before hopefully going undefeated. No key injuries. Also no offers for players. So yeah, before playing the next game, let's go back to college season. Week 9 and Oklahoma is on top of the college football world. Undefeated, also North Carolina and Memphis undefeated. Utah at 4, Georgia with 1 loss, same for Minnesota, so they dropped out of the top 4. There are still some games left to play for the college playoffs. I will, of course, check in for that again. Focus is on the NFL, but I still wanted to check in because of this. It's not Joshua Dooley, it's his teammate Alex Willard. 24 sacks, 1 safety. He plays out of this world in his senior season. Still a speed rusher. And I mean, he's a 1-year wonder, kind of. The stats in the last few seasons were fine, but in this year, 24 sacks in 9 games is so crazy. Looking at the game logs, he had 7 sacks, 2 sacks, 7, 1 sack, then 2 games without anything, and then 5 sacks, 1 sack, and 1 sack. But 2 games with 7 sacks, that's just crazy. Perfect grading here. So Alex WILLARD might rise up on all of the draft boards. And looking at his teammate at Joshua Dooley, the person I actually initially wanted to scout here for Oklahoma, he is still at a 90 overall and only 10 sacks. I mean, he has 75 in 4 years. That's outstanding. 29 last year is still something that can only be surpassed by his teammate here. Did not start a game, 9 games played, 10 sacks, so I guess that's still fine. He's still a really good player. Looking at the game logs, he has also good grades overall, but is not playing that much. You can see here the snaps all below 40, and for his teammate Alex WILLARD, it's above 40, so actually not that more. 8 value per snap is just crazy good. And looking at the league leaders offensively, there is not much to report. Defensively, in terms of sacks, Alex WILLARD leads the league. The second best senior is still Neil Cooper. He is at 14. So the last few games, not that productive. Okay, here he had 4 sacks combined, but before that, a few games without that many sacks will still be a really interesting edge class. For the cornerback class, we looked at Drew Banks before the season and he delivers. He's already at a 97 overall, shutdown corner, and has 4 interceptions in 9 games. So also for him, the best season so far. He will be also a really, really good prospect in this draft. I'm really excited for this defensive draft class. Most likely won't go to the offensive side. Let's figure that out in scouting. But here, Drew Banks on cornerback and also the edge rusher group looks really good. But yeah, before scouting, there is still a season left to play. And therefore, let's go back to the NFL and figure out if we can go undefeated or at least win another Super Bowl. All right, so week 10, we play against the Miami Dolphins, 5-3, so one of the better opponents. Can we also win this game? Yes, just barely with 1 point. That was a close one. Quinn Ewers, the quarterback for the Dolphins, already forgot about him. And his second year, 83 overall, so that's fine, I guess, for us offensively. The usual players involved, and defensively, Holcomb and LaDuke with the sack. No interceptions, so defensive stats not that impressive, but we had 3 forced fumbles, 2 for Marcus Peters. So I guess I just need to talk about the player who's for sure going to leave us, and then he's playing really good. Maybe I sign him back in free agency. I don't want to limit me in that regard. Because if there's no one else to sign, we have 50 million left and you can bet on it. I'm going to spend that. Now New Orleans 4-4. Can we get another win? Yes. 38-31. Perfect game for Caleb Williams. 4 touchdowns. Bijan with another one. Waddle gets involved. Ekbuka and Bowers. Still great offensive weapons. And defensively, as most of the time, no sacks. This time 1 forced fumble and 1 interception. But as long as we are winning and as long as we are scoring more points than our defense allows, I'm fine with that. But honestly, our defensive performance is a little bit not that great. We have the worst defense in pass yards allowed. That is not good. That is really not good. So we Good news, we limit our opponents to passing the ball, but bad news, in modern NFL, you should not do that. But we just don't allow that many points, so I'm not going to change anything. Just quickly looking at the strategy before playing the 6-4 Jacksonville Jaguars. For game planning, offensively looks good. Defensively, coverage mixed. Don't want to change it. We are focusing on the pass game, and defensive role is the pass rush. Linebacker role mixed. So I'm focusing on the pass rush, honestly, and won't send the linebackers into coverage because we need them for pass rush. Otherwise, we don't have anything. So I'm pretty happy with our game plan, both offensively and defensively. Yeah, I just think that we need to keep doing what we're doing and hoping that we score more points than our opponent. And we do again with 1 point. This time our offense is not performing. Horrible game by Caleb Williams. 3 interceptions. He's now at 10 for this year. Still the best QB rating of his career. 31 touchdowns with 10 games. That's great. So he can still beat his last season. But yeah, first really bad game for him. Bijan with 1 touchdown. Ekbuka made the receiving touchdown. And defensively, at least we had 2 sacks. Cyrus Moss is in here. So he should be at 3 for this year, which is more than Chase Young, I'm pretty sure. And he's a 5th round pick who earns $500K. So that's about everything I'm going to say to this topic. But who knows? You saw the college update. There are some really interesting pass rushers out there. Might be interesting for us for our 1st round pick, or maybe someone falls to round 2. Let's see about that. So we are still on a winning streak, and week 13, we have 10 wins. Let's quickly check out the league standings. Washington is 5-5, so let's hope that they miss the playoffs. But the NFC overall does not look too good, so might still be the case that they make the playoffs. Again, we have their 1st round pick. For us, the Chargers are also undefeated. This is crazy, so it will be a real tough battle for the division title. And let's see who loses first. Will be interesting also who gets the bye week if both teams win. Right now it is the Chargers, so let's hope that they lose. Where are the Chargers? Here against the Chiefs. I don't think that they will lose this game. No, they are 11-0. And what about us? We played the 7-3 Bucks, and we are also 11-0. Another 3 interceptions for Caleb Williams, but also 3 touchdowns. Wow, that is not good. We are in clutch time of the season. We need to keep the interceptions down. Waddle, Bowers, and Seth Jones in here. So Roberts not performing that well. 5 touchdowns he had. Lots of touchdowns in the beginning of the year. But right now, I guess he was at least 3 games without a touchdown. 4 drops. But yeah, for a 3rd round pick who can still improve, good enough. Only 1 sack and 1 interception. TRAVON Walker, the leading tackler. And also good news that he is on a long-term deal. 91 overall. Good season for us with already 4 sacks. I guess he's the leading tackler for us. And yeah, let's see how he will perform in the next years. Still undefeated. And honestly, I don't want to jinx it, but I have never had an undefeated season here in the pro football game. Also not in other careers that I'm doing off camera. And yeah, same story here. Where are the Chargers? I think they have a bye week. No, here they are. Hopefully they lose. No, they don't. Can we keep up with the Chargers, please? Yes. 12-0. Finally, a really impressive win with multiple scores in between. 4 touchdowns for Caleb Williams. So the good story is that, he tied his last season, and with 2 games left to play, he should beat it. So great season for him, honestly. Not in terms of yards, but in terms of touchdowns, he can still beat his last season. 93 overall is really impressive. Bijan, again, I mean, I need to pay him next year, and I will promise that I am going to pay him. I don't know what this trade actually does, but it seems positive. He is so good. Looking at his rushing stats in every season, impressive numbers for yards and touchdowns, and also gets involved in the passing game. That's the running back you want to have. Really exciting in reality to watch him for this Atlanta Falcons team. So honestly, my hype train for the Falcons is up. They will run for 200-300 yards every game. Hopefully, that would be cool. Brock Bowers, also great addition for us. Already 13 touchdowns this year, also tied his last season. Will be both better in yards and touchdowns, I assume, with 2 games left to play. And defensively, finally, 2 interceptions, Terrell and Peters. Again, a sack by LaDuke and Moss. LaDuke also a sneaky good second-round pick for us. Already at 4 sacks, but our linebackers just produce in our defensive scheme. So injury report looks good. And looking at the dashboards, if any total numbers changed, well, we are not the worst passing defense anymore, but also not the best rushing defense anymore. Second best defense in points allowed. And we played the 6-7 Jets and 6-6 Jaguars. I'm optimistic. It could work to go undefeated here. First, let's look at the Chargers. They play the Browns, and they have their first loss. The Browns just beat the LA Chargers. That is really good news for us. So please, can we win this game against the Jets? Yes, 40-20, and finally in the playoff seedings, we are on top of the AFC. Washington, unfortunately, also in the playoffs right now, so that is not good. But good for us that we won against the Jets. 40 points, and with that, Caleb Williams and Brock Bowers both are better than last year. Bijan should be also better than last year. 15 touchdowns, 1,400 yards. There is still one final game. And Bowers, Ekbuka with the touchdowns. Ekbuka also great year, if I'm not mistaken. 6 touchdowns, so double the amount of last year. And 4 sacks, yay, we have 4. Cyrus Moss gets in here. Again, TRAVON, Walker, Barton, and May. 1 interception by May as well. As I said, let's see if we can sign him in free agency. Maybe won't extend the contract right now. Will Anderson is out and David Andrews for 1 or 2 weeks. So hopefully they will be back for the playoffs. So let's sim this week against the Jaguars. Can we finish the year undefeated? Yes, we do so. We are 14-0. Commanders, unfortunately, also 8-6, so they made the playoffs. That is not good. But for us, 1 touchdown for Bijan, Tank Bixby, and Caleb Williams. Brock Bowers gets his final touchdown. TRAVON Walker with 1 interception, so great year for him. Is a threat on both sacks and interceptions. And Cyrus Moss with another sack, so he is at 6 sacks, which is not that impressive, but still perfect situation for our 5th round pick. And perfect situation to trade away Chase Young. So we are in the playoffs and we have a bye week. I guess last year we did not have a bye week, if I am not mistaken. So yeah, great news for us. So let's first sim the NFC games, and Washington is out. That's good for our draft pick. Here Rams beat the Atlanta Falcons, and in the final game Panthers beat the Vikings. So will be interesting for us to see how the AFC will be. Let's hope that the Chargers are out. No, unfortunately not. Josh Allen with 3 interceptions. The Chargers are the team to beat. Justin Herbert, 96 overall. Oh, he's crazy good. In the other games, New England beats the Broncos, and Ravens in a low-scoring game beat the Browns. And with that, we play the Patriots and the Chargers play the Ravens. Patriots, that will be an interesting game for us. They are good in passing game, which is not good for us. Really not good matchup for us. Defensively, not that great, so we can hopefully outscore them. Andrews and Anderson still doubtful. That is not good, especially Andrews. And other than that, Viatella out, but thankfully we have Tyler Smith on guard. So let's first change the settings that we cannot see the score again. We'll go through the highlights, of course, and hopefully win this game against the Patriots. I want to win the Super Bowl undefeated. That would be so cool. So the game against the Patriots is played. Let's go to the highlights. And let's play that. The Patriots have the ball in our half. We can stop them on 1st and 10. And now they have the ball again deep in their own half, looking for the pass. And Devontae Parker, no scores yet for us. That is not good news. Great pass to Parker. But now we have the ball. We are in the half of the Patriots. Williams looking for the pass, but it's intercepted. What a horrible start to this game. Not good at all for us. But we have the ball in their red zone. Don't know how this happened. And Bijan Robinson with the 7-3 lead for us at the end of the first quarter. The Patriots have the ball again, but we sacked them. Really good play for Amari Ober, our rookie, who gets an important play, and we have the ball again at the 40-yard line. Caleb Williams, but he gets also sacked by Davis, a defensive tackle. So really defensive game, 7-6 so far. We have the ball, looking for the pass, and intercepted again, Jonathan Jones, and that looks like a pick six. No, it's not a pick six, but another interception. What is going on here? What is Caleb Williams doing? It's 7-6. The Patriots have the ball in our red zone, and that, yeah, looks like a touchdown. Patriots are in front, 13-7. What a meltdown by our team. We have the ball, 3 minutes left to play in the second quarter, and we get sacked. What is going on? Matthew Judon with the sack. Patriots in their own half. Can we sack them? Yes. TRAVON Walker with an important stop, but I don't think that this is a safety. Still really good stop for us. And now we have the ball mid-third quarter already. And another interception. What the... It's 16-7 for the Patriots. What the heck is going on? I don't understand that. What a horrible performance by our team. Please, can we score now? It's 19-7. We need 2 scores here to win it. And our offense needs to step up. 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter, and that's another sack. Oh my. Willami Fahoku with the sack. And Our O-line is not good. Not good at all. We get sacked again. I don't believe it. We're going to lose this game. I'm out of words. It's 3rd and 15. Can we get sacked again? Or interception? No. Oh, JAYLEN WADDLE. That looks good. He's fast. He's really fast. That could be an 85-yard touchdown. Not quite yet. It's 19-7. Can we please get a touchdown out of this drive? We need that. 3rd and goal. And it's Bijan Robinson. Oh, Tank Bixby actually. And we score. It's 19-14, so not over yet. We need to stop them and get the ball back and score another touchdown. 2 minutes left to play. I don't know the score. I just know that we need to score. Interception, no! The 4th one of this game. And I think that's it. That is horrible. 36 seconds left to play and another interception. Pick 6, not really, but that's it. That is the game. We lost against the Patriots after an undefeated regular season. What is going on? What is going on? 5 interceptions by Caleb Williams. I could just destroy him for that. What the... I'm out of words. What a horrible performance by this team. We had the chance to go undefeated and win the Super Bowl. I don't know. I mean, it's not really the fault of our O-line, only 2 sacks allowed here. What was Caleb Williams doing? Can we see a grade for this game? 0.23. Yeah, that's about right. Can you also give minus value per snap? I think it would have been better if we just run the ball. I mean, sorry for that, but that is just unbelievable. I guess Chargers win it all now. No, also not. They get beaten by the Baltimore Ravens. By the way, we can turn on the scores again. So Chargers are also out of the playoffs. What a shocker here. That's really crazy. It really is. So 9-5 Ravens against 8-5-1 Patriots in the championship game. Niners win and the Rams win in the division game. So for the NFC, the Niners will make the Super Bowl with Jimmy G. Interesting, 34 overall, 34 years old, 86 overall. And for the crazy, unbelievable, weird AFC, the Ravens will make the Super Bowl. And yeah, now we have Ravens-Niners rematch in the Super Bowl. And the winner of the 2026 season are the San Francisco 49ers. So congrats to Jimmy Garoppolo on winning this Super Bowl. And yeah, I don't know what to tell you. We had the perfect regular season. Maybe we already had that before in a video and I'm not sure. Either way, we had the perfect regular season and did not get it. Bijan about to win MVP again. Did he win MVP the year before? No, I guess only Offensive Player of the Year. Well deserved to win MVP. Also Offensive Player of the Year. We don't have any offensive or defensive rookies. Also not here in the top 5. Yeah, Moss is in the top 5. So that's great. But Perry deserved it a little bit more with his 3 interceptions. 4 sacks, 1 defensive touchdown, and 2 forced fumbles. Yeah, what an end to this year. Before going to the Pro Bowl, let's quickly look at league leaders. Caleb Williams comes in second, just behind Jimmy G. In passing yards for passing touchdowns, he leads the league with 41 touchdowns in 14 games. Just imagine that. That's really good. Justin Herbert second, but neither of those 2 quarterbacks were in the end able to win the Super Bowl. Passer rating, J.J. McCarthy for the Niners, but yeah, he did not play too much, so it doesn't count. Caleb Williams with the best passer rating of his career, if I imagine that right. Bijan leads the league in rushing yards and for rushing touchdowns, also just barely leads the league, but he was also a factor in the receiving game. Jalen Waddle at 8 and Brock Bowers at 19 for receiving yards. For receiving touchdowns, Brock Bowers, the number 1 player in the league. That is really nice to see. And Jalen Waddle at 9, he will leave us. So, oh no, he won't. Sorry. I confused that. He won't leave us. He's here to stay long term. 22 million contract, and he's well worth that. Great receiver. I mean, there is nothing to criticize for our team except from this one game. Bijan, the only player in here with points except from kickers. So that's also great. Tackles, we have TRAVON Walker in here, who's also here to stay with his 5 sacks, 1 interceptions, 95 tackles. Good first season for us. Will be interesting to see how he develops. He will be here for at least 7 more years if I don't trade him, but I don't think so. Sacks, MG SHERMAN, a linebacker, former 4th round pick, leads the league. Cole Holcomb in here, Cyrus Moss, and also Cody Barton. But really no sack performance in the whole league, so it's not really us. We had 3 players here in the top 20, so that's fine. Really don't know why no one is performing. Noah Sewell, interesting name up here, was a former 1st round pick. Not the same in reality, but here he just developed differently. Interceptions, AJ Terrell, top 10, so good free agency signing for us, and performance. Bijan leads the league. Caleb Williams comes in 4th. And yeah, looking at team stats, I'm really interested in overall receiving stats. We are not here in the drops, so we have receivers with reliable hands, which is really great. Average, we are the 2nd best team in average, so our deep passing game is really working. And rushing game, also interesting to see. We are, despite the great performance by Bijan Robinson, only mid of the league in rushing yards. So only Bijan does everything. Rushing touchdowns, top 5. Average, rather bottom of the league. That's interesting. Fumbles also bottom, which is actually good here. And rushing over 20, top 3, and rushing over 40, top 5. So we are explosive. Offense looks really good. Defense, well, tacklings, we are up there. Interceptions, top 10 team sack. The best team in sacks? What is happening? I did not see that, but I guess our defensive coordinator does a good job either way. Knockdowns, top 5. Hurries, top 5. Forced fumbles, top 5. Defensive touchdowns, top 3. Passes deflected, top 10. I mean, there's not too much to criticize. Missed tackles, top 3. Our team is so good. Really, really good. It was just this one game against the Patriots with 5 interceptions by Caleb Williams. He had 15 on the year, so that was a problem in some games. Just unfortunate. Really, really unfortunate. Let's look at overall receiving stats. Jalen Waddle, Brock Bowers, but also for the rest. Everyone got involved. Also our rookie Homer Roberts. No need for us to draft a wide receiver next year. Jalen Waddle on a 4-year contract. Ekbuka has 3 years left. Roberts, 3 years left. And Seth Jones, 4 years left. So our wide receiver core will stay the same. Amon-Ra St. Brown, not that much of an impact, but that was per design because he will be gone after this year. And yeah, I won't sign him back. Happy with our offensive output. Defensively, interceptions was fairly well distributed. Marcus Peters, the second best player. So we could bring him back in free agency, not sure about that. But for sacks, okay. So many different players, lots of linebackers as always. Cyrus Moss in here and a Bohr in here. Anderson, only 2. He will be also very expensive in 3 years, but also someone I might not sign back, honestly. But yeah, LaDuke, great rookie year, really good rookie year for him with his 4 sacks. Overall, I mean, I'm repeating myself, great year, except from one game in the playoffs. But honestly, that's the NFL. If you are not ready for every game, you're just out. Despite a perfect regular season, you are out. And looking at the Pro Bowl, Caleb Williams in here, Robinson, our fullback Smith, totally forgot about him. He also did not do much, honestly. O-line, at least we have Collins and Andrews in here. Both. No, I signed Collins back, but Andrews is leaving the team. But I don't know where this O-line was in the playoffs. Brock Bowers in here. Waddle, Terrell, Walker, Hankins, our defensive tackle. I guess we signed him for 1 year, right? Is that Jonathan Hankins? Pretty sure. Moss in his rookie season, also in the Pro Bowl, and Marcus May, who might also leave the team. Many players from our end, but just not enough. This is the end of the season, honestly, and interesting year for sure. And yeah, I will be back with an experiment or a generational player video next week. I already teasered the kicker video. I have not yet recorded that, so that will be really interesting to see how the kicker video will be. And after that, I will be back with the Texan series for 1 or 2 episodes. I will, of course, come back with the expansion team, do scouting, the really interesting draft, and hopefully win the Super Bowl again after the disappointing playoff appearance. But yeah, that's it for this week. Hopefully you will be back for the fun kicker episode next week. Fun and kicker. Let's see if this works out. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you next week. Bye-bye.